Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I have another layout for Scrapbook Your Joy this month. And again, I am using the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Merry and Bright collection. And I started with this gorgeous text background. This paper spoke to me in all kinds of ways. If you know me, you know that I love anything with text on it, whether it be graphic or not, and it being a black and white text, wow, spoke volumes. I needed to use it. I also use this cut file. This is from the Silhouette store, and I cut it out with my Silhouette Cameo out of white cardstock. And then I use this most gorgeous wood grain paper from the collection to piece the title together. So the photograph that I'm using is of my daughter's not this past weekend. When you're watching this is probably 2 weeks ago, and we took them to see Santa Claus, and Santa Claus was wearing this headpiece. So he wasn't this traditional Santa Claus that we see every year. He was wearing a headpiece to protect himself from COVID. So my girls were loving this character of Santa this year, and so I'm happy they got to sit with him anyways and talk to him, even if Santa didn't get to talk back because the mask totally muffled his voice. So I printed the photograph in black and white. I'm totally that person that prints almost everything in black and white. But in this case in particular, the photograph that I took, okay, so this, where Santa was, they have it set up really nicely, but the lighting is not great. It's indoors, there's no natural light, it's like very harsh lighting, and so the lighting was not great. And so when I make it black and white, it kind of makes the photograph that much better. So I just edit it on my phone, and then I get them printed. And I am now matting the photographs with paper, the photograph from, let's start over. I'm now matting the photograph with paper from the collection, and I'm using the 6x6 paper pad for the matting, and I'm just choosing some different patterns that I feel work well together. I'm using this pink and light red candy cane stripe. I love this. This is so Christmas, but so not Christmas at the same time. Totally reminds me of candy cane, like I said. I'm using this darker green kind of star paper. I love this as well, and I love the tone of this. I love that it's like green, but it's a bluish green, more like kind of like a dark teal. Love it. And I also used a more mossy colored gingham. And so now I'm using some dimensional foam, and I'm just going to pop up my photograph a bit. I do like dimension. I'm also going to do the same thing for the cut file. There I am reaching for more glue because I can't have enough. I go through it quickly. So I just used some big strips of the dimensional foam on the back of my cut file. Super easy, gluing that down. I'm also gluing it down on an angle, and I'm also placing my photograph slightly on top of the cut file. I know that this doesn't really make sense, and what's the point of using a cut file if you can't see it? Well, you can see it, and if you look closely enough, you can make out exactly what it says. And I'm okay with it sitting that way. Aesthetically, I like the way it looks. You don't need to look too hard to know that this photograph or this layout itself is a Christmas layout. So it all works for me, and it's totally fine. And I also didn't want a cut file that takes up the entire layout itself. I really wanted to use these little houses. And I'm glad that I went smaller with the cut file and kind of overlapped my photograph on top. Totally works for me. The aesthetic is something that I think is pleasing, and so yeah, so that's the direction that I went in. So I wanted to use that Santa head because how fitting, right? But just didn't make it. And so this frame makes it onto the layout, but I'm just shopping the ephemera, the die cut ephemera packet first, and I want to pull out the pieces that I think are going to work. So that's usually what I do, is I go through the ephemera pack, and you know, I go through each piece and think, okay, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? If I think something might work, then I put it in a different pile than what I feel I am going to use or I'm not going to use. So I essentially have three little piles going at the same time. Now I'm using my hot glue gun here to secure down those little houses. Those are so stinking cute. I think I have a couple more of those yet because I got two ephemera packets, and so I only used one set of the houses, and I think I'm going to make a Christmas card, maybe a shaker card with those houses for my next project. So yeah. So now also what I'm going to do is go through the pocket cards. So Zoe, which is the owner and designer for Cocoa Vanilla Studio, created pocket cards this time around. And I love that option because I've been thinking about not starting like a December daily because that's way too much for me. I can't handle that. That's a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment for me. But I'm thinking that I can't possibly document every single photo, or can I? Right? I can't do a layout for everything. Like my albums will be super thick, and like who has time to do all that? But what if I create pocket pages of, you know, snapshots of, you know, like I love to use multiple photos, but sometimes you just can't on a layout. You can't include everything. And so I'm glad that I have this option now moving forward with this Cocoa Vanilla Studio collection, that if I decide to do pocket pages, I totally can. And it's something that I'm seriously considering. So that's my line of thinking at this point. So I was super excited to see that there were pocket pages. Not because it's something that I do regularly, because I don't think I've created a pocket page in maybe a couple years, but knowing that I have these options definitely makes my heart happy. So I'm playing with the florals now, and I'm going to create more of a one-sided layout, not layouts, but my embellishments will be huge clusters to I'm going to say more to the left of the cut file, right? So I don't have anything going right now at the bottom right-hand let's start that again. The bottom right-hand portion of the photograph, but I am going to embellish around it. So I'm using that sleigh because how fitting. It's a photo with Santa, and you need Santa's sleigh in your on your layout. And I just adorned it with some holly. And so I'm going to take some metallic gold thread here. I'm almost done my spool, guys. I'm almost done. And I'm just going to create a little nest, and I'm going to use the flare buttons from the collection and use that Santa Claus. So instead of using the big head die cut, I decided that I was going to use the Santa head flare instead. So I still managed to get my Santa head on there, just a smaller version of it. I'm also taking this Merry Christmas, is that a banner flag? I guess it's called a banner flag, and gluing that down to that cluster. And that is that corner kind of flag that I love as well, that Zoe includes in actually all the collections. It's my favorite part of, you know, her collection is the small details. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. I'm going to take some more florals and just create a smaller cluster there at the bottom. Maybe add a heart or two. I felt like it needed something, and the hearts that are in this collection are super cute. They totally match the collection. The shades are perfectly there. I'm also going to finish off the layout with some Heidi Swap Color Shine, of course. And surprise, surprise, I went with the gold. And that's pretty much my layout for this time around. I hope you guys enjoyed my video and will check out Sandra's store. I will leave the links to Scrapbook Your Joy's store in the description box below, as well as the Facebook page and the Instagram page if you guys want to give her a follow. She's incredible. She's fast. Like, I mean fast. I've never gotten shipping as fast as I get it from her. And so, yeah, this is my layout. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys will check in with me again soon, and we'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys have a happy holiday if I don't speak to you soon. Take care, guys. Merry Christmas. Bye.